Last night, LeBron James became the highest scoring player in NBA history, passing the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You might have missed it if you were watching our State of the Union coverage. This ESPN chart puts into perspective just what an awesome athletic achievement this is. Look at LeBron all the way up there on the top. That's career minutes played on the x-axis. That's career points scored on the y-axis. Look at LeBron James in his own universe. To be as good as LeBron has been for as long as he has been, it has no real precedent in basketball. Very few other precedents anywhere in competitive sports. But I got to say, it's not the physical or athletic dominance of LeBron James or longevity that I find the most remarkable. But it's the mental and psychological fortitude he has displayed now for decades. I personally know absolutely nothing about what it's like to be a professional or collegiate athlete. I was a not very good high school basketball player. But I do know a little bit of what it means to be in the public eye, obviously on a far, far, far smaller scale. When I got this show, All In, primetime TV show, I was 34, a fully grown man. I was already married, I had a kid, I had every possible resource and privilege that a person could ask for. I'd won the lottery, basically. And yet, I will be honest with you, I still found that the intense public scrutiny, even on the relatively small scale that I went through, it did a number on me. Really, it is not natural at all to our psyches to have strangers constantly watching your every move, to be cheering you or hating you. Our psyche hasn't evolved to handle it. Our psyches are evolved to handle relationships with people that we have relationships with, reciprocal relationships. So all of a sudden you take that and you introduce the adoration or hatred of strangers, and it just makes the whole thing go haywire. There is a reason that fame drives so many people mad. And this is what I find just utterly awe-inspiring about LeBron. He was a child, a literal child, when the world first started to notice him. I mean, I remember watching LeBron play in a nationally televised high school game with a buddy of mine. He was barely 17 years old when he first appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Just listen to the kind of pressure being put on him right after he was drafted, again, as a teenager in 2003.
How does it feel to know that if you're not eventually a Hall of Fame caliber player, it's not good enough to be good or an all-star, if you're not eventually a first-rank Hall of Famer, a lot of people will say you were a bust or overhyped?
How does that make me feel?
Yeah.
Well, I don't look at it as looking into the future. I always go by, I take every moment at a time, because you're not promised tomorrow. And that's what my mom brought me up on, and I always say that I just try to get better every day at what I do.
LeBron James did not win the natural lottery in terms of his social status or class. He didn't have the privilege of white skin or the social capital of being affluent. He had his mom, he had the people who loved him, his friends, and he had his own strength of will. And a person that age with that much pressure would be absolutely excused if they were crushed by it, by the celebrity and the fame. So many are. And yet here he is, 20 years removed from being that kid, a wildly successful businessman who's kept his same loyal crew around him, an active philanthropist, a voice for social justice, a present and doting dad. And look, this is all stuff I see from the outside. I don't know LeBron. Can't really know what his life is actually like. All I can do is look with admiration at what he has been able to accomplish. It is really a testament to a depth of character that is every bit as awe-inspiring as his game.